بجلاله قرآن بجماله عنوان بكماله مأمون وصادق نفحة ياسمينه برشحة زي زفونه والنور سلطان بجلاله قرآن بجماله عنوان بكماله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. Welcome to our live show today. We're going to be celebrating the birth of our 12th and last Imam. Salawat, everybody. The last Imam was born on the 15th of Sha'ban, and we're going to be celebrating this show in honor of his birth today. We'll have Quran recitations, nasheeds, a quiz with questions and answers, and lots of prizes to be won. So stay with us today for a fun and exciting show. We will start with a Quran recitation by our young brother, Muhammad Abbas Lilani. If we could welcome him with some loud salawat, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب الدري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. MashaAllah, well done, brother. That was a very beautiful recitation. Now, in honor of the birth of our hope and awaited one, our holy Imam, the 12th and last Imam of Ahlulbayt, Hujjatullah ibn al-Hasan, Imam al-Mahdi, Ajalallah Farajahu al-Sharif, we're very lucky to have Auntie Amina to give us tell us a lovely story with lots of information for you. So if we welcome her with some loud salawat for us, and inshallah enjoy her story today. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Oh no! I hope I'm not late. I was so excited to come to the birthday celebration for Imam Mahdi. May Allah hasten his return. But where are all the kids? There you are. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Wow, I can hear so many kids out there. And there's kids in here too, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum. I'm so excited because today is a very, very special day. What day is today? Yeah? Yeah. Well, actually, the birthday of Imam Zaman was a few days ago, like you all know, but today we're celebrating his birthday because it's such an important day, we can celebrate it again. As we know, Imam Mahdi is one of the most important people in the world, maybe even the most important person in the world, because he is our Imam and he is our leader, not just for us, but for all human beings. MashaAllah, Allah has given us such a wonderful leader. So this is something we should be very, very thankful for. So today, I want to talk a little bit about Imam Mahdi. We all know that Imam Mahdi, may Allah cause him to come back soon, inshallah, so we can see him. We all know that he was born a long time ago. and his father was Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. So what number Imam is Imam Mahdi? See, he's not the first Imam, he's not the second. Yeah? Thank you. They're so smart, mashallah. He's the 12th Imam. So there were 11 Imams before him. And when Imam Hassan al-Askari was going to have a son, namely Imam Mahdi, it was a very, very difficult time because there was a caliph there, a khalifa, who's another kind of leader, who was not very nice. And he heard a rumor that there's going to be an Imam who's going to be born from Imam Hassan al-Askari, and this Imam is going to come and bring peace and justice to the earth. So when this Imam comes, that is to say, when Imam Mahdi comes, there's going to be no more poor people, and no one is going to hurt anyone anymore, and there's going to be no more evil tyrants who are going to cause problems and have really big palaces while everyone else is not doing very well, is hungry and so forth. And this caliph knew that he was doing some bad things, so he didn't want Imam Mahdi to come back because then he wouldn't be able to have his palaces anymore. And he also knew that when Imam Mahdi comes back, that Imam Mahdi is going to teach everyone how to be very good Muslims and how to do everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes us to do, and how to follow the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam very well. And so he knew he was making a few mistakes in his life. So he decided he did not want Imam Mahdi to come. Good or bad decision? What do you think? Is this a good idea? He doesn't want Imam Mahdi to come? You like that? No, we want Imam Mahdi to come. Who wants Imam Mahdi to come? Yeah, me too, mashallah. And all of you out there too. Yes, we all want Imam Mahdi to come back. Inshallah, Allah makes this happen soon. So this person decided that he was going to try to kill Imam Mahdi when he was a little baby. So he was waiting for Imam Mahdi to get born. And he decided that as soon as Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam had a son, like one of you guys, he was going to kill him. Now that's very bad. Killing babies is very wrong. So Imam Hassan al-Askari had to be very careful to make sure that no one found out that Imam Mahdi was being born. And Allah Ta'ala, He also willed that Imam Mahdi's life be saved, so He helped to hide Imam Mahdi. Now we know that Imam Mahdi's mummy's name was, what was his mom's name again? Yeah? Right, Bibi Narjis. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. So his mom was Bibi Narjis. So Allah helped hide Imam Mahdi because when Bibi Narjis was carrying Imam Mahdi, she didn't get really super big. You know, sometimes your mom is going to have a baby, like your little brother or sister, and she gets really huge and she doesn't want to walk around anymore because she's really big. Well, Allah helped hide that, so Bibi Narjis didn't look like she was going to have a baby. And then one night, Imam Hassan al-Askari, alayhi salam, and he's Imam Mahdi's father, Imam Mahdi's father, he called his auntie Hakima and he said that tonight something really wonderful is going to happen, and that is, on this night, the Imam of all human beings is going to be born. And this is going to be a very special Imam who's going to bring justice and peace and prosperity and happiness to the earth. So all very good things. Now, Lady Hakima was very surprised because she didn't know Imam Mahdi was going to be born, but she knew that the Imams always told the truth, so she went over to Imam Hassan al-Askari's house and began to wait for Imam Mahdi to be born. And this was the 15th of Sha'ban, which is, of course, we know, Imam Mahdi's birthday. So the time passed, and still there's no Imam Mahdi being born. After a while, Lady Hakima went to sleep. Still no Imam Mahdi's being born. Then she got up and she said her Salat al-Layl, she said her nighttime prayers because she was a very religious lady. Inshallah, we all do that once in a while too. Still no Imam Mahdi. When all of a sudden something amazing happened, and she realized that indeed Imam Mahdi was being born. And soon Bibi Narjis had a very, very special baby. Who was the special baby? Yeah? That's right, it was Imam Mahdi, but he was really little. But he was such an amazing baby that he did something that most babies don't do, and that is he said something when he was born. Just like in the Quran we read that Nabi Isa alayhi salam, when he was born, he also said something. So Imam Mahdi, when he was a baby, he said a verse of Quran. He said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. He said a verse of the Holy Quran which very much is about Imam Mahdi, and in this verse Allah is speaking to the people and saying that we, meaning Allah desired to give a gift to those who have been oppressed in the earth, those people who have been hurt and put down, to make them the leaders, to make them the imams, and to make them the ones who will inherit the earth. And indeed, that is what's going to happen. Imam Mahdi is going to come back at the end of time, inshallah, and he's going to help everyone. So, Imam Mahdi was born, but he had a very, very difficult childhood because the caliph still wanted to kill Imam Mahdi. So he couldn't go outside and play with the other kids, and he couldn't go out and have fun. He had to live in secret, and only a few people got to visit Imam Mahdi. And then, when he was 5 years old, something very, very sad happened. And that was that his father, Imam Hassan al-Askari, alayhi salam, he got killed because the caliph killed him. He was a very bad man. And then Imam Mahdi became the imam. Now, can you imagine that? He's only 5 years old, and already he's becoming the imam. Are any of you 5 years old? None of you? Well, I bet some of you out there are 5 years old. That's a very young age to become the imam. But Allah prepared Imam Mahdi for it. So Allah gave Imam Mahdi everything he needed to know, and he gave him the wisdom and the strength to become the imam. So he was able to show those people who were around him that he was the imam. But when Imam Mahdi became the imam, he still had to be imam in secret because the caliph still wanted to kill him, and Allah did not want the last imam to be killed because Allah wanted Imam Mahdi to be there for us. So Imam Mahdi had to be imam in secret. So the way he did this, even though he was only 5 years old, he was able to do this. He picked special people to communicate with the people around him. So for example, he would say, someone like you, or someone like you. You would go and tell people what Imam Mahdi says, and then you'd come and bring letters to Imam Mahdi, and you'd go to Imam Mahdi's house, but you wouldn't tell anyone that's why you're going there. You'd make some excuse for going there, so you could pretend you're going there for some other reason, and then you'd go and visit Imam Mahdi. So this was how he was still able to be imam, even though he was hiding. Until eventually the time came when Allah willed that Imam Mahdi would go into hiding, what we call the ghaibah. So Imam Mahdi went away, and Allah took him away from everyday life on earth because Allah Ta'ala wanted to protect Imam Mahdi. Allah didn't want anything to happen to him because Imam Mahdi has a very important job, and that is all the way at the end of time, after a long time, Imam Mahdi is supposed to come back, and he does have to bring peace and justice and happiness to the earth. So Allah didn't want anything to happen to Imam Mahdi. So Allah wanted to protect Imam Mahdi, so he took him away. And also, unfortunately, a lot of the people were not following Imam Mahdi. Now, I'm sure that's not any of you. I bet you guys all follow Imam Mahdi. However, some of the people did not want to follow the imam, and they wanted to do things their own way. So Allah took the imam away, and now Allah is letting us see what happens when we don't have an imam. And once we realize we really, really need the imam and we really want him to come back, then inshallah Allah will send Imam Mahdi back. However, we are very, very lucky because even though Imam Mahdi is hiding, or he's being hidden, he's not really hiding, Allah is hiding him from the people, we can still talk to him and we can still communicate with him. So sometimes people do talk to Imam Mahdi. Now, it might not be a good idea to talk to Imam Mahdi when you're on the underground, because people might think that's a bit funny. But you can talk to Imam Mahdi pretty much anywhere you want. And sometimes we write letters to Imam Mahdi too. Or sometimes people call those arizas. Did any of you write letters to Imam Mahdi on the 15th of Sha'ban? I'm going to tell you a secret. I wrote a letter to Imam Mahdi too. I hope he gets it. And for those of you out there who aren't old enough to write letters to Imam Mahdi, it's okay if you draw a picture for Imam Mahdi. I don't think he'll mind. So Imam Mahdi likes it when we speak to him and when we send letters to him. And you can write a letter to Imam Mahdi on his birthday, on the 15th of Sha'ban, or you can write a letter to Imam Mahdi anytime you want. You might have a problem that you need a little bit of help with, and maybe he could help you, or he could ask Allah to do something on your behalf. He could pray for you. Or if you just want to talk to Imam Mahdi and you want to say Assalamu alaikum, you can also write a letter. That's good too, because he does like us to remember him. And we know that Imam Mahdi is aware of what we are doing. Every week he looks over everything we've done, the good things and also the not so good things. And when we do good things, Imam Mahdi is happy. So for example, when we help our mom or dad with the housework, and when we're good in school, and when you're nice to your brother and sister, and when you tell the truth and do other good things, you say your namaz and read Quran, Imam Mahdi is happy. But then sometimes Imam Mahdi sees some people do things that aren't very good, and he gets very sad. In fact, sometimes he even cries, because it really breaks his heart to see people doing wrong things, especially those people who say they want to be followers of Imam Mahdi. So we don't want to break Imam Mahdi's heart. Inshallah, we want to do good things so that he is happy with us. So we are very fortunate that we can still talk to Imam Mahdi, even though we don't see him right away. And even before Imam Mahdi was taken away from everyday life, some of the Imams used to talk about Imam Mahdi so that people would be ready for him to come, and then they would be ready for him to go into hiding. And they would say, how is it that Imam Mahdi can help us when we don't see him? So we see, for example, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. We can ask him questions, but what could we do when Imam Mahdi is not there? So the Imams said something very important, and I bet some of you have heard it too. And he said that we can still benefit from having an Imam, even an Imam in hiding, the same way that we benefit from the sun when it's hidden behind clouds. You've heard that, right? The sun behind the clouds. Sometimes we use that metaphor to talk about Imam Mahdi, because it shows how we can still benefit from him when he's not here. So it's just like, for example, when the sun comes up behind the clouds, and I would say that we in London here know an awful lot about clouds. Even when it's very cloudy outside, when the sun comes up, it's still daytime and it gets bright and you can see your way, and the light shines on the plants and the plants grow, and it's daytime. But if there were no sun at all, then it would be nighttime all the time and we couldn't see our way, and it would be very difficult. So we still benefit from the sun even though it's behind the clouds. And similarly, we still benefit from Imam Mahdi even though he is not here with us. So we are very fortunate that he's there and he does care about us. So we're all waiting for Imam Mahdi to come back. Inshallah, he will come back soon. But should we just sit here and say, oh, Imam Mahdi is going to come back eventually, I'm not going to be bothered about that, and I'm just going to play my PlayStation? Is that what we should do? Or should we get ready for Imam Mahdi to come back? Should we get ready for Imam Mahdi to come back? Yeah. So what are some good ways we can get ready for Imam Mahdi to come back? One thing we can do is make sure we are being very good people and we are doing the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes us to do, because that's what Imam Mahdi wants us to do. He wants us to do what Allah wants us to do. And we do the things that Allah told us to do and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam told us to do. And we always remember Allah when we're doing things. So if I'm going to do something, I don't just go and do it and then think, well, maybe that wasn't a good idea. But I think about it, I think, would Allah like it? And then I decide whether or not I'm going to do it. And we can also make sure that we study hard in school, so we become very smart. You can even get a little bit strong for when Imam Mahdi comes back. He'll need some good, strong people. Make sure you're nice and healthy. And always think about Imam Mahdi. And there are lots of du'as you can read, which your mom or dad or other people can show you if you don't know them. And these du'as you can read to speak with Imam Mahdi and to keep your relationship with him good. So inshallah, we all hope that Imam Mahdi will be coming soon. Now we all know that when Imam Mahdi comes back, some people will be on the side of Imam Mahdi, they'll be on the good side, and then some people will be on the other side, the bad side. But inshallah, that's none of us again too. So let's all do dua that inshallah, when Imam Mahdi comes back, that we're all on the side of Imam Mahdi, and inshallah we can be among his followers. We know Imam Mahdi is going to have some extra special followers, so maybe Allah will give us the privilege of being one of his extra special followers, inshallah. But if not, just being on the side of Imam Mahdi is good. And let's do dua that inshallah we have the honor of seeing Imam Mahdi and that he comes back very soon to bring peace and justice on earth. And inshallah, Allah accepts everyone's du'as. Oh no, I have to go now. It was really nice seeing you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, Auntie Amina. That was such a lovely story. I hope you learned a lot of things because I definitely did. I'm going to be writing some letters to Imam Mahdi Ajalullah Farajah, and I'm going to be doing lots of things to try and make him as happy as possible so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also happy, and may inshallah allow Imam Mahdi to hasten his appearance very soon, inshallah. Now, we're going to have our young sisters, Sakina and Sabihat, to recite some nasheeds for us about Imam Mahdi Ajalullah Farajah Sharif. If we welcome them with some salawat, please.
On this joyous occasion, please recite aloud Nara Salawat. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, we await you, O 12th Imam. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, Savior of all mankind, proof of Allah, the guided one, the chosen one, beloved one. We sing your praise and pray to Allah to hasten your uprising. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, we await you, O 12th Imam. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, Savior of all mankind. The light of Allah, you are Mawla, the only hope of this darkness. We search for you and lose our way. The eyes are blind, the heart grows hard. We raise our hands for the true guide and beg of you, remove the veil dividing us. There is a crave for that day when we will see your glowing face. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, we await you, O 12th Imam. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, Savior of all mankind. O son of Hassan, there is much pain. We haven't forgotten Samarra. The bloodshed of Shia happens often. Our only crime that we love you. Let us sacrifice all of our lives and die in your way. So take us in your arms, Mawla. We make a pledge to flow every ounce of our blood to avenge Ya Hussein. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, we await you, O 12th Imam. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, Savior of all mankind. The world is full of deception. We don't know who to trust and befriend. The voices of evil mixed with truth, confusion and division within. Oh, Muhammad is your first name. Restore justice as Muhammad established Islam. Unsheath the sword and give our foes a pure taste of the strike of Ali. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, we await you, O 12th Imam. Ya Mahdi, Ajal Mahdi, Ya Mahdi, Savior of all mankind. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Thank you, girls. That was a very beautiful recitation, mashallah. Well done. I hope you've enjoyed our show so far, and we've got lots more fun for you right now. I'd like to ask from the audience for 3 volunteers. Okay. Okay, who else? We've got 2, 1 more. 3? Yeah, okay, what are your names? Alina. You can give her. We want you to do some colouring for us. And what's your name? Layla. And? Mason. Okay, we're going to ask you to do some colouring for us, and when you've finished, later on I'll ask for them back and we're going to judge them. So make sure you colour really, really well, because we're going to choose one of you to be our lucky winner today for the colouring, okay? Okay, enjoy your colouring, girls and boys. In the meantime, we're going to have a question and answer quiz. We've got 2 teams. The green team and the white team, boys and the girls. And we've got 3 categories for the questions. One is Imam Mahdi, Ajalullah Farajahu Sharif. The other one is Ahlulbayt alayhim salam. And the third one is the Holy Quran. So we're going to take it in turns to ask you questions. You can choose which category you would like your question to be from, and I will ask you the questions. At the end, the team with the most correct answers is going to win a prize, inshallah. So hopefully you were listening really well to Sister Amina's story earlier, because she brought up some stuff that are going to be in the questions. And inshallah, your general knowledge, I know you're very clever. You'll have a lot of knowledge in your heads and you'll answer all the rest of the questions correctly, inshallah. So we'll start with the boys team. Are you ready? If you'd like to introduce yourselves, say your name and your ages.
Go first. My name is Muhammad Hussein Ramtullah, and I'm 12 years old.
Okay.
My name is Muhammad and I'm 12 years old.
My name is Jawad Abbas and I'm 12 years old.
And the girls?
My name is Fatima and I'm 9.
My name is Fatima Ramtullah and I'm 11.
My name is Sarah and I'm 10.
Okay. Make sure you speak loudly, otherwise I won't be able to hear your answers, okay? We've got some quiet voices here. We'll start with the boys. Which category would you like your first question to be from?
Ahlulbayt.
Ahlulbayt. In which year did Ja'far ibn Abu Talib alayhi salam return to Medina when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, I do not know what to be happier with, Ali's victory in Khaybar or Ja'far's return from Abyssinia?
788.
the year 7 AH. Your answer is correct. Well done, mashallah. Salawat everybody.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Well done. Okay, girls, which category would you like your question to be from?
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi Ajullah. Okay. What is the name, the first name of our 12th Imam? Muhammad. Well done. All three of you knew that. That's the correct answer. Salawat everybody. Okay, boys, your next category?
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi Ajullah. Okay. In which month was Imam Mahdi Ajullah Farjah Sharif born? Sha'ban, good. We're in that month right now, which is why we're celebrating his birth today. Well done, correct answer. Salawat everybody. Girls, your next category?
Ahlulbayt.
Ahlulbayt. Okay, Imam Ali alayhi salam predicted that one of his closest companions would be killed for expressing his love for him. Who was the companion and how was he killed?
The companion was named titled Tayyar, and he was killed, hung from a tree, and his tongue was cut off.
MashaAllah, well done. The name was Maytham al-Tammar, and you're correct, he was hung from the tree and he had his tongue cut off. That's a horrible way to be killed, just because he loves Imam Ali alayhi salam. So we can learn from the companions how much they expressed their love and they didn't care what would happen to them. So that was the correct answer, well done. So salawat everybody. Boys, your next category? Quran. Okay. In Surah number 13, verse 7, the ayah mentions the warner and the guide. According to the Prophet ﷺ, who is the warner and who is the guide?
Prophet Muhammad is the warner, Imam Ali is the guide.
Okay, mashallah, well done. Salawat everybody.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Good, well done. Girls, your next category?
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi. What is the special day of the week for Imam Mahdi Ajullah Farjah Sharif? Friday. Excellent. Well done. Salawat. You're very good. All three of you know the answers to your questions. That's good. Okay, boys, next. Ahlulbayt. Okay. What is the title given to Ja'far ibn Abu Talib alayhi salam, and why is he given this title?
Tayyar, because his arms were cut off. Prophet Muhammad said that Allah was so proud of his sacrifice that he would be given wings, which Tayyar means who flies.
Good, excellent. So Tayyar means the one who flies, and
he would be given wings in the Akhirah.
Excellent, well done. Correct answers. So everyone salawat. Well done.
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi. Where was Imam Mahdi Ajullah Farjah Sharif born?
Samara.
Good. Do you know which country that is?
Iraq.
Good. Well done. Salawat everybody. Your next category, green team?
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi. Okay. What is the name of the famous sword of Imam Ali alayhi salam, which Imam Mahdi Ajullah Farjah Sharif has? Sayf al-Fiqar. Salawat everybody.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
wa ali Muhammad. It's the correct answer. Well done. Okay, girls, your category?
Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi. Okay, this was mentioned in the story, so hopefully you were listening. What is the letter that we write to Imam Mahdi Ajullah Farjah Sharif called? Arida. Okay, well done. Salawat everybody.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
You were listening. I'm glad. Okay, boys, your next category?
Ahlulbayt.
Ahlulbayt. How old was Imam Ali alayhi salam in the event of Al-Mubahala?
33.
33 years old. Salawat everyone. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That's the correct answer. White team, Ahlulbayt. In which surah is the event of Ghadir mentioned?
Is it mentioned in Surah Ma'idah?
Surah Al-Ma'idah. Well done. Good. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Green team, your next category? Quran. In Surah 98 verse 7, the ayah mentions Khairul Bariyah. According to the Prophet, who are Khairul Bariyah?
Imam Ali and his Shia.
Imam Ali alayhi salam and his Shia, which is us, inshallah. Salawat everyone. Inshallah, we are all considered Khairul Bariyah in this ayah, inshallah. Girls, your next category?
Quran.
Quran. Which of the following is not a surah of the Quran? Is it A, Surah Al-Muzammil, B, Surah Al-Fatiha, C, Surah Al-Jathiyah, D, Surah Balagha, or E, Surah Qaf?
Surah Balagha.
Surah Balagha, you're correct. That's not a surah in the Quran. Salawat everybody. Okay, because you've all answered all correctly, I'm going to ask one question, and the first team to answer the question will get the final prize, okay? Put your hand up, no shouting out, and I'll choose. Which surahs of the Quran, put your hand down, we haven't started yet. Which surahs of the Quran have 3 verses? Okay, whose hands went up first? Was it the boys? The boys.
Surah Nasr, Surah Asr, and Surah Kawthar.
Okay, salawat everyone. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. MashaAllah, you all answered the questions correctly, and I know that you knew the answers to that because I didn't see whose hands went up quickly, but the audience told me it was the boys. So well done, boys. You've won the competition today, MashaAllah. Well done. Excellent. Okay, we've got one more thing to do before we go for a break. We've got the last nasheed by the same young sisters, Sabiha and Sakina. Inshallah, they'll give us their beautiful recitation of their nasheeds. Can you come over?
It's yet another day, feeling all alone. Without your presence, I just can't go on. My eyes are searching for you everywhere. After the end of the Friday prayers, O son of Hassan, my beloved Imam, O the talking Quran, accept my salam. O light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. O light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. Allah Jalla Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla Allah Jalla, Ya Mawla, Allah Jalla Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla Allah Jalla. I'm worried when the time comes I might turn away. So hold me by your hand and please show me the way to be one of the pure and chosen companions, so that I can swear the oath of allegiance. I'll give everything avenge the blood of your grandfather Hussein. Every step of the way, my dream will come true. On my last breath, oh Master, I'll call out to you. O light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. O light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Ya Mawla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla. The tyrants of the world, with their mischief and corruption, they've exploited our women and our innocent children. They're spreading injustice, nation after nation, for their own selfish needs, their own selfish reasons. But I know, oh Imam, that when you reappear, there will always be peace and there will be no fear. But I can't bear to hear the heartbeat of time. I can't bear to hear the heartbeat of time. Oh, the Savior of mankind, please show us a sign. Oh, light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. Oh, light of Allah, you are our true guide. We're waiting for you to be by our side. Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Ya Mawla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla. The darkness of lies and deceit has penetrated through my heart. Satanic forces of the world have swayed me from the right path. I feel that I've forgotten what the Prophet has taught us. My heart is full of worldly pursuits and desires. O light of Allah, you are my true guide. I'm waiting for you to be by my side. O light of Allah, you are my true guide. I'm waiting for you to be by my side. Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Ya Mawla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla, Ya Sahibul Zaman, Allah Jalla, Allah Jalla.
I'd like to welcome back the 3 volunteers that we had. If you remember, they did some colouring for us earlier. So if you'd like to come up here, stop colouring now, and come up with your drawings up here so we can have a look at your lovely colouring. Okay, if you'd like to show it to the camera. Show everyone at home, show our audience. MashaAllah, very beautiful colouring. That's very good, isn't it? Yeah, it's amazing, MashaAllah. You must love to colour a lot, yeah? You do a lot of colouring. You've been practicing for today. Now, I'm going to have to choose one of these to win. And they're all so good. It's going to be difficult. Tell us, what is it that you've coloured? Tell us what it is. You want to tell us? What is it? Do you know what it is?
A mosque.
It's a mosque. That's, yeah, with the sky and the clouds. It's very good. And why did you colour it those colours?
Because I like these colours and I saw mosques.
Oh, you've seen mosque these colours, so you've copied what you've seen. That's very good because it looks real as well. Okay, I can't choose one of these, so again I'm going to have to ask for your help. We're going to have to vote on which one is the best, and everyone can vote. Show our teams as well so they can vote too. Okay, so what's your name again?
Layla.
Layla. Okay, if you like Layla's the best, then put your hands up now. Okay, we've got a few hands scattered over here. And Alina. Okay, hands down. Alina's one. Okay. I think some of you are putting your hands up twice. And Maythem, yes? Maythem's one. You've put your hands up more than once. You've all put your hands up for all three of them. Oh, they're all so wonderful. I can't choose, so I'm going to give you, all three of you a little something to take away because they're very good, mashallah. Well done. Everyone recite salawat. Oh, okay. Well done, mashallah. If you'd like to sit down. So we've had some questions for the two teams today. We've had some coloring. And now it's time to test the parents again. We're going to have some Quranic ayahs playing. So not du'as this time, some Quran. And when you know the answer, put your hand up and we'll see if you get it right. From which surah. You need to guess what surah it is. I'm sure you all know. You've got very clever children, mashallah, so they must have got it from somewhere. If we like to play the first clip.
الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه وأنزل التوراة والإنجيل من قبل هدى للناس وأنزل الفرقان إن الذين كفروا بآيات الله لهم عذاب.
Anyone? We've got a child who thinks she knows the answer. This was for the parents. Should I take her answer? Yeah, let's see. Ali Imran, you're correct, mashallah. Well done. Salawat everyone. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Mashallah, so we've got a younger one here that knew the surah. Well done. We'll give her a little present. Well done. Okay, second one.
الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون هو الذي خلقكم.
I think we have an answer. Which one? Surah Al-An'am. You're correct, mashallah. Salawat everybody. Oh, okay. Okay, the third clip.
ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب الحكيم أكان للناس عجبا أن أوحينا إلى رجل منهم أن أنذر الناس وبشر الذين آمنوا أن.
Do we have an answer? Okay. That's incorrect. Does anybody else have an answer? Anyone? I think I could hear it over here, yes.
Surah Yunus.
Surah Yunus. Well done, mashallah. Salawat everyone. Okay. Now that's it for the ayahs. Well done. That was difficult because a lot of the surahs start out the same, but well done to everyone, parents and children. Very, very good, mashallah. I'd like to invite back Auntie Amina to present the prizes to our two teams, the green and the white team, for answering the questions, because you all answered very well. Even though we did have a winner for the green team, you'll all get a little something today, inshallah. he's like.
Assalamu alaikum.
So we're going to give a prize to everyone because they all answered very well, didn't they?
I agree. I was so impressed. You all knew the answers, mashallah. And I bet a lot of you out there knew the answers too. So who should we give the prizes to first? The girls or the boys? Okay, because the boys got that last question first, but it was almost at the same time, just a little bit faster here. So very well done. Now let's give one to each of the boys, and then we'll have a really big salawat. Congratulations. We'll have it at the end. Very good job. And good job. Okay, now. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. But also, mashallah, very, very wonderful job to the girls. I think you're all doing a good job on your way growing up to be good followers of Imam Mahdi. May Allah hasten his return. So, very well done. And good job.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Now let's have another good salawat for them. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Thank you very much, Sister Amina. Thank you for presenting them with the prizes. And we really hope that we have made Imam Mahdi Ajala Farajuh Sharif happy today with our a'mal. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy as well. Welcome back to the final part of our show today. We really hope that you've enjoyed the show and have learned lots. And we hope that we've made our Imam happy and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy. And may Allah hasten his appearance. We're going to make a dua now with our young brother Maytham, who is going to lead the dua with us. Make sure you join in at home and here as well, everybody, if you'd like to start the dua, Maytham.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كل وليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Good boy, mashallah. Now we're gonna cut our cake and celebrate the birth of Imam Mahdi Ajala Farajuh Sharif. May Allah hasten his appearance. So I've requested for Sister Amina to help cut the cake, inshallah.
What a beautiful cake too. And what does this cake say?
Happy birthday, Imam al-Mahdi.
Inshallah, he comes soon. And we have here the team which baked this very wonderful cake.
MashaAllah.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد 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 أرسلته للوجود آية ورحمة عمت البرايا محمد طيب السجايا يا رب يا منبع العطايا واخترت من خلقك الوصية لأحمد حيدرا عليا جعلته للظماء ريا وفي العلا ما له سمية كلاهما من أشرف الخليقة وأمجاد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد، اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. سلطان بجلاله، قرآن بجماله، عنوان بكماله. سلطان بجلاله، قرآن بجماله، عنوان بكماله.